All right, guys, so for this week's Wellness Wednesday, I'm gonna actually make you a skinny, really cute drink for the holiday coming up. I cannot believe we are already to the 4th of July. I have no idea how that happened. It makes me a little bit sad, but gonna celebrate nonetheless. So I'm gonna make you a skinny blueberry gin fizz. I'm not a big gin drinker at all, but this is so refreshing. It's really light and it's easy to make. So we're gonna start off with your shaker glasses. So I already put some nugget ice in here, and then I'm gonna add some muddled blueberries. I don't have a muddler, so I just did them myself in this little dish with a fork. So just grab a smaller handful of fresh blueberries, muddle those all up. Then we're gonna add our gin. I'm gonna do 1.5 ounces of gin. So I do have my little handy dandy measuring tool, otherwise I will definitely over pour or under pour. So 1.5 ounces of gin. Obviously you can do a little bit less. I might do a little bit less because, as I said, I'm not typically a big gin gal. So we added the 1.5 ounces of the gin. Then we're gonna add 1/2 ounce of lime juice. If I can figure out how to get this open. Should open it before I start this. 1/2 ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice or pre-made lime juice like I'm using here. Add that in. Then you can add either sparkling water. I'm gonna actually use Fresca because I'm obsessed with Fresca. So it's gonna add just a little extra flavor to it. Eyeball how big your glass is, how much Fresca you wanna put in there. And then we are going to add top of our shaker bottle. I've learned the hard way to make sure I pop that. And then we're gonna shake away. So again, I do have some ice in there, so it's gonna be nice and frosty. Once you have that done, I always struggle getting these off. You can either use a strainer. I'm just gonna strain it through the cup here. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see I'm using this really cute martini glass just because it's cute. And we're gonna go ahead and pour it over the ice. Ooh, it's a really pretty color. All right, and then once we are finished pouring it out, I'm just gonna garnish it with a few extra blueberries on top. How easy is that? And it's nice and patriotic. You could do some little strawberries in there as well, but it's so pretty. So enjoy and happy 4th.